What's the one thing that you thought was easy but turned out to be extremely difficult when you actually attempted it? Surfing. Really thought my 20 years of skate and snowboarding would help me out. Nope. I got exhausted just putting on the wetsuit, then trying to paddle and pop up. Forget it. Same. I was so disappointed to find out that 12 years of boarding and skating doesn't help you at all for surfing. And what's with the chest rash? Damn. Bleeding nipples are what men are born of. Not giving a shit. I kept sort of giving a shit. I'm very laid back. I only care about two things: everyone on earth and their opinion of me. The crushing psychological weight of being alive. Edit. Source: because I feel bad about getting this much attention over something I can't claim credit for. Edit 2. I just wanted to bring attention to a video that has a similar vibe and that I really like. What I love about this comment is that he felt so pressured by the response from others that he felt guilt enough to credit someone, proving him right. I love it. Dropping everything in your life to go back to college at the age of 29. School isn't what's difficult, it's the fact that I'm broke again that makes it much harder. Hooray for student debt. That's awesome. Glad to know I'm not alone in this. Went back at 27. So tough to adjust to working mentally instead of working physically. Mom of 2 and about to head back next year. That shit has me nervous as hell. Kudos to all of you for going back to improve your life later down the road. I also need to summon the courage to move out and pursue my career. Playing drums. Or I should say playing drums well. I tried to just do a basic drum roll once. I figured that would be self-explanatory, just hit the snare in a regular beat. I have formal musical training even, just not on drums. Nope. Sounded like a snare rolling down the stairs. It's all about using the rebound of the stick to your advantage. The way I teach rolls is this: hold the stick very loosely and let it drop onto the head. It'll bounce like a ball a few times. Now slowly add downward pressure until you can get it to bounce very quickly, like a buzzing sound for a half second. Now do that, alternating hands in such a way that each buzz blends into each next buzz. Definitely saving this. I hit one good drum roll in my life on a complete fluke. When I move out and have space for my drums that I want to be better. Finding a better job once I had a few years experience in the field. The more specialized and experienced you get, the fewer jobs there are that are worth taking. It takes longer and longer to find an opportunity to advance. That, and ageism is a real issue. Op might work in a specialty where experience really isn't that important, and most owners don't want to invest in training someone to adjusting to their system, only to have him retire relatively soon compared to a younger, much cheaper individual. On top of that, other factors such as the shrinkage of middle management positions all around, and technology reducing staffing needs of existing jobs also contribute to fewer overall opportunities for someone like Opus. I'm 46. I'm pretty sure I could not find another job in it with my skill set at this point. I'm a mid-level generalist. I work in an office supporting roughly 500 users over 8 locations. There are 4 of us in the department. I'm pretty good at what I do, but the technology here is stagnant and there is literally zero advancement. But I have a good honest pension. I get 4 weeks of vacation per year and 16 holidays. I'm also protected by a union. So I would have to fuck up pretty bad to lose the job. I'm pretty happy, but terrified of losing my job. Horseback riding. Because it's literally just sitting on a horse, and the horse is doing all the work. Turns out it's pretty difficult and physically demanding to get the horse to do what you want it to do. First time I rode a horse, technically the only time, was in a group on a trail and all the group's horses were just following the guy who knew how. Second attempt I was volunteering at a therapy ranch, where we were allowed to ride on our breaks. I just got on the horse. Was it a stick or an automatic? Taking care of my aging parents. They say that there is a time when you need to parent your parents, but I don't think that's a good analogy. I thought I would visit them more, make some doctor's appointment, hire house cleaners and aides when necessary, or maybe find a nice assisted living facility for them. No way, they didn't want any of that at all. It wasn't like parenting a child at all, more like needing to beg, plead, demand, or yell for them to allow me to do even minimal things that will keep their lives from totally falling apart and taking mine with it. And that still didn't work. Writing you here from the broken life I saw coming a mile away. Not everyone's elderly parents are like this, and mine were the most relaxed, empathic, organized people I ever knew growing up. Old age made them difficult and irrational, and they just weren't able to see things logically or from my perspective anymore. So deep were they in the anxiety, fear, and stress of just dealing with their life. Learning a different language. Oh yes, I thought, okay, I made it with English. French will be no harder. 2 years tops. Oh la la. Native French speaker here. It's back quote ooh la la. You see. Singing. Not professional or even in front of people, but just singing along to a song. I was just cleaning the house one day and had YouTube playing music vids. Sweet Child O' Mine came up with lyrics. I've sung this song hundreds of times, but I stopped and was reading the lyrics as I sang, and holy hell, I freaking suck. I know the words, but I was listening to myself sing them. Off key, out of tune, bad phrasing, you name it, I did it bad. Took me 53 years to realize this. I sing all the time, have performed more times than I can remember, and have had plenty of people tell me I have a great voice, yet I often go flat, mess up phrasing, or miss the timing when at home trying to sing along to songs. My point, singing is hard. You have to practice it a lot to be consistently good at it, and some days your vocal cords don't want to work with you, no matter how hard you try. Squatting with one leg in the air and then getting back up. Pistol squats are death. Till they're called pistol squats. And yes, I'd rather do planks for an hour instead of doing that. Yeah, no point attempting them until you can confidently squat to begin with. Hurts my knees even considering them. Drywall and general home repairs. I'm riding a single room. Remodeling from plaster and lathe. My advice, always buy at least one extra of anything you need from the hardware store and estimate an extra 2-3 hours of labor. Truth is, if you've never done a project before, you need time to screw it up once, then go back and fix it. Before we bought a house, I had no idea how much maintenance was involved. The thought of replacing our shower and tub was keeping me up at night. Said fuck it and have a contractor coming tomorrow. My suggestions. Tell them you will pay for materials separately when they bring you receipts. Contractors try and make more money using less hardware or skipping steps. This prevents that. Pay at most half up front and half once it's done. Shit contractors will get the job 90% done and then put your job on the back burner. Pay by the job, not the time. Get everything that needs to be done in writing, including finish steps. The amount of that was never in the agreement I have run into is unreal. Good luck. Quitting sugar. It's literally in everything. Underscore 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 underscore. At this point I've just settled for no more junk food because that's so much easier to tell. Yep, it becomes a lot easier to cut out sugar if you stop eating processed foods. Switch to cooking everything yourself with unprocessed meats, produce, and grains so you get to control how much sugar you add. OFC, it's more work, but it's worth it. From a diabetic's daughter, better learn how to cook, all from scratch, all cookies, cakes, biscuits, bread, and most of the meals at my home are homemade. It takes a lot of work, but I swear it worth the hassle, mostly with the bread part. It is way too easy to do, and so good in flavor. Also, sauces. A good sauce makes a boring meal like rice with chicken more delicious, and almost always just takes minutes. Bread is cheating. Bread is good, no matter what. Waking up early, like just an hour earlier than my usual time, and I'm a fucking zombie. Natural night owl. Had to fight tooth and nail for years to be able to wake up at 5 every day for work and be capable. Got to do it every single day, long enough that your body resets its cycles to match, and it takes ages to adjust. Edit. Makes me feel good realizing this is a great accomplishment. My advice if you're trying to adjust is make sure at the start you're going to bed early enough to give yourself the 8 or so hours needed each night. It makes it easier to get well rested in time. Also, coffee. Edit 2. RIP my inbox, but now I know when everyone works. And here am I struggling to wake up at 9. Here I'm just woke up at 1 PM. Painting. Professionals make it look incredibly easy, but it just becomes a sloppy mess when I try. Are we talking walls or art? Both TBH. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.